back, everyone, to another episode of RWBY. This is Volume 4, Chapter 8, A Much Needed Talk. Last time we ended with a fight between Tyrion and Crow, and then Ruby kind of jumped the gun a little bit, and Crow got stabbed, basically. They did manage to fend Tyrion off, but um, not without a bit of a graze. Um, uh, and Crow ended it with a callback to Volume 3 with the asking about what's your favorite fairy tale. So we're probably gonna get some lore drop here in this episode, which is good because we know what is going on with this Salem group. Um, we kind of know who they are, but like why? Like what's the goal? So maybe we're gonna get a hint of that. Like we got the four maidens, we kind of got like okay, we kind of understand that there's some good people around. Maybe we're gonna get like a fairy tale about the bad people. That's just my prediction. Last thing I want to mention, I made a comment about Weiss's mother being dead. I was rewatching a bit of Volume 4, the early episodes, and I forgot there was a line. They kind of give like a one throwaway line that she's drinking in the garden or something. Um, so obviously she's still around. She just hasn't been shown in the show yet. I'm pretty sure she was in that portrait, but other than that, we haven't seen her physically do anything. So maybe we'll see her this season, maybe not. But yeah, I just wanted to correct my mistake. Yeah, I did know that. I did hear it the first time, but it was, like I said, it was just like one line, so I completely forgot about it because it didn't seem important. Um, but yeah, let's just get into the episode.
Really? No questions?
Mm,
Of course we have questions. This is just a lot to take in.
Tell us what happened.
Sure, of course.
So these maidens,
Oh, okay.
they're
Talking about the
powerful
maidens again.
fighters that don't need dust to use magic.
Yeah,
And there are four of them?
yep. Always.
Which means that whenever one of them dies, the power transfers to someone, a female, that they care about?
Whoever was in their thoughts last. Important distinction. Best option, it's someone we can trust. Regardless, their souls become combined, in a way.
And that's what you were trying to do to Pyrrha. The night the tower fell. You were trying to turn her into one of them.
The previous Fall Maiden, Amber, had been attacked. She was young and experienced. And her assailant, who we now know as Cinder, somehow managed to steal some of her power, but not all of it. We were afraid that if we didn't do something, the rest would go to her as well.
So you forced it on Pyrrha.
We didn't force anything. We explained the situation and gave her a choice.
But she's also
and
like a
she
teenager,
chose.
that's manipulating a
You were
child.
there.
Kind
You
of.
heard her.
I don't blame him.
That guy, Tyrion. Why was he after me?
Well, you definitely painted a target on your back with what you did at Beacon. I told you having silver eyes is a rare trait. And the fact that you're someone that was able to use them seems to have upset some very powerful people. Not many people know about the silver eyes, but those that do aren't very happy that one has surfaced. That's why I've been keeping an eye on you. Wanted to make sure you were safe. All of you.
Well, then, why not just travel with us? It seems like that would have been way easier.
He was using you as bait.
Look, I wouldn't put it like that. It's complicated.
What is all of this? Ruby's being hunted. The schools are being attacked. All for what? What is the point of
Right.
all of this? Will you just tell us what's going on?
Would you sit down? You're stressing me out, kid. Not many people are super religious these days.
Okay.
This world's been around for a long time. Long enough that people have created dozens of gods. But if you believe Ozpin, 2 of them are actually real.
Okay. Okay,
They were
good.
brothers. The older sibling, the god of light, found joy in creating forces of life. Meanwhile, the younger brother, the god of darkness, spent his time creating forces of destruction.
Okay.
As you can imagine, they both had pretty different ideas about how things should go. The older one would spend his days creating water, plants, wildlife. And at night, his brother would wake to see all the things that the elder had made and become disgusted. To counteract his brother's creations, the god of darkness brought drought, fire, famine, all that he could do to rid Remnant of life. Life always returned. So one night, the younger brother went and made
I really like the different ways they can
something that
story
shared
tell
his
with the
innate
graphics.
desire to destroy anything and everything.
The creatures of Grimm.
Okay.
You guessed it. The older brother had finally had enough. Knowing that their feud couldn't last like this forever, he proposed that they make one final creation. Together.
Mankind.
Something they could both be proud of. Their masterpiece. The younger brother agreed. This last great creation would be given the power to both create and destroy. It would be given the gift of knowledge, so that it could learn about itself and the world around it.
Could choose.
And most importantly, it would be given the power to choose. To have free will to take everything it had learned and decide which path to follow. The path of light,
Look at that. That's
the
just
path of darkness.
such inventive storytelling. To use the shadows and like the shadow play.
And that is how humanity came to be.
But
Interposed on
what
each
does
other.
that have to do with us?
Well, that's the kicker. See, the 4 gifts to mankind, knowledge, creation, destruction, and choice, aren't just metaphorical. Each of them exists in a physical form, left behind by the gods before they abandoned Remnant. And each of them is extraordinarily powerful. If someone were to collect
Wait.
all 4, they'd be able to change the world. And that's exactly what the enemy wants. The Huntsman Academies were created to train generations of humanity's
So many
protectors,
4s. I'm trying to
but
see if they
also
match up with
serve another
anything.
purpose.
4s
Guarding
in the
the
show.
relics. When
the
Ozpin's
relics. These are the
predecessor
relics,
founded
okay.
the schools, he built them around the relics to act as a fortress. Not only would they be easier to defend, but they would be constantly surrounded by trained
So
warriors.
Beacon had the Fall Maiden and
The
one of
hope
these
was
relics.
that hiding the relics would keep
Probably
mankind from
knowledge.
using them against itself. And of course, keeping them out of her reach.
Who's her? Talk about her now.
So, yeah, there's that.
Her.
Good.
You mean Salem?
That's right. Not much is known about her, and quite frankly, that's not what matters. What matters right now is that she wants the relics. And if she gets them, it's not going to end well.
I want more. More information.
You know, you can always go in and say hi.
Oh, I forgot to
don't
look up
wanna
who the voice
bother
actress
him.
was.
A father's never too busy for his daughter.
Not all of my friends would agree with you on that.
Here.
What? Where are you going?
You've never been very talkative, but that boy you brought home loves to run his mouth. I want to hear more about the adventures of Team RWBY.
Collie, is that you, dear?
Hey, Dad.
Blake. Well, this is a pleasant surprise.
I...
Please, come sit. Don't worry, I've got it. Sit down. Sit down.
I don't want to keep you if you're...
Nonsense. I've been cooped up in here all day. You still take sugar, right?
Oh, actually,
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Oh, here, take this one.
No, really, it's no big deal.
You sure?
Positive.
Old habits, I suppose. Might want to let it cool.
Right.
So, is it warm in Vale?
Huh?
It just seems like your outfit doesn't cover very much.
It covers plenty.
I mean, a little more armor might help, don't you think?
I'm fine. I don't need armor. I can look after myself.
I know you can. I'm sorry.
Why?
Hmm?
Why would you say that?
What?
Sweetheart, what's wrong? What did I say?
How can you still love me after what I did?
Blake. Your mother and I will always love you.
You were right. I shouted at you and yelled at you, but you were right. I called you cowards.
It's okay.
I should have left the White Fang with you and Mom. I should have listened to you, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Blake, it's fine. We never held anything against you, and I never feared you would fail. The only thing I ever feared was that you would fall down the wrong path. And I am so proud to see you haven't.
But I did. It was...
And you pulled yourself out. You came back. There aren't many who possess that kind of strength, and even fewer that have the courage to face their demons again. Vale, Mountain Glen, Beacon. You confronted the White Fang time after time.
I didn't do it alone.
No, you didn't. Which is why I wanted to ask you. Why did you leave Vale? Why did you leave your friends behind?
Oh my god. Son! Kick his ass, Dad!
The bathroom? I'll just be going. Sorry to interrupt this tender family moment.
I really don't like you.
All right. So let's say we believe all of this. There really is this crazy evil being behind these attacks, not just some thugs trying to become powerful. Why doesn't the world know? Why isn't Atlas going after them, or Mistral?
And why aren't we in more of a hurry to get to Haven? Shouldn't we be getting them a message? What if they're next?
The
They
headmaster
are
over there
next.
saw what happened to Beacon. He's not dumb. He'll be on his guard. Besides, it takes time to mobilize forces like that. Do you really think they planned out that attack on Beacon overnight? And to answer your question, it's the same reason we keep quiet about the Maidens. If the whole world knew about the relics, about Salem, it would be chaos. We'd have another great war on our hands, and this time, you'd have to fight. Look, I had the same questions too. But old Ozpen always put his foot down. We can't cause a panic. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Salem's smart. She works from the shadows, using others to get what she wants, so that when it comes time to place the blame, we can only point at each other.
Yeah, that's what they did last time.
She's trying to divide us, humanity. And so far, she's done a pretty damn good job.
All right. So what should we do?
I don't really know. Ozpin has put a lot of trust in the headmasters. Like I said, the schools are an important part of stopping Salem. Atlas is going to be on high alert after the last attack, and Vacuo is, well, Vacuo. It'll be hard to hire thieves and scoundrels to fight against other thieves and scoundrels.
Becky's gonna be pretty easy to get.
Add in the fact that Cinder and her crew claim to be from Haven, and I think it's likely the next target. So, we're on our way to the headmaster. Haven't heard from him in a while, even before the attack. I'm hoping he has the answers. All right, I think it's time you kids got some sleep.
Uncle Crow,
Yeah?
this is a lot to take in. And it all sounds crazy, but I'm willing to do whatever I can to help. Because I trust you. But why couldn't you trust me? Why couldn't you just travel with us instead of all of this secrecy and...
Look, this has nothing to do with trust. It's a long story, okay?
Seriously? Now you're tired of telling us stories?
Did you know that crows are a sign of bad luck? Old superstition, but it's how I got my name. You see, some people can absorb electricity, and some people can burst into rose petals. And some people are just born unlucky. My semblance isn't like most. It's not exactly something I do. It's always there, whether I like it or not. I bring misfortune. I guess you could call me a bad luck charm. Comes in real handy when I'm fighting an enemy. But it makes it a little hard on friends and family.
Well, you are just a real bundle of help, aren't you?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Taking a walk.
There's nothing else you want to tell us?
Oop.
Not tonight.
Fuck off, Raven.
Ugh. No concept of privacy, no respect for personal space.
I'm sorry, okay? Ow! I'm sorry!
Ugh!
Look, I promise it was important. I needed to find you to talk to you.
What, son? What could be so important?
I was talking to your mom and she said something weird about the White Fang.
I'm stopping you right there.
But
I told you. I'm not here to fight the White Fang. I'm not here to fight anyone. I'm here to rest, to figure things out, and to see my family.
your mom said White Fang members don't wear masks in Menagerie, but I saw one at the market yesterday. I even got a picture.
Son.
Look, I'm trying to help.
I don't want your help.
Oh, what was that? What the fuck? Oh! That's what he's trying to say. There's assassin. There's like people out for you. Shit.
A freaking ninja?
A spy.
But why would...
Don't go
Hey,
after.
wait!
What's happened?
The White Fang is evil, I totally called it, and I'm bringing your daughter back!
Oh my god.
We should probably get moving.
Yeah.
I need to get some medicine for him. He's got poison.
unfortunate.
All right, so a much needed talk indeed. Um, yeah, a lot of not a lot. We knew a lot of we knew some of it. He explained the four maidens, but he also explained that these four relics that we've been hinting at this whole volume. I believe it was creation, destruction, wisdom, and choice. Maybe not in that order, but I think those are the four relics. Um, Pretty much they were all divided among the schools, and that is what Salem is after ultimately because I was kind of talking over the part where he explained why, but it's obviously something to do with like destruction and whatever, like you'll have all the power to, the power of the gods basically. Um, so, and I was I was busy trying to think of where the four link up to if they, before he said they were the relics, I was thinking maybe they had to do with four individuals or like they were kind of like maiden powers. They were like assigned to an individual. So I was thinking, okay, maybe Ozpin has one of them. Like maybe he is one of like he is wisdom. I think that Vale had wisdom. That just seems like the obvious choice for some reason. Vacuo probably is choice to be honest. They seem very not lawless, but uh, very self-aligned. Um, Haven, Atlas is definitely destruction, so that would leave Haven with creation, unless it's the other way around, because Atlas does create a lot. It's interesting. Um, Interesting to see how they divided it up, and the just sort of the different thought processes they must have went to decide which kingdom got which relic. Um, but yeah, we learned a little bit more about what their plan is at least. We don't know who Salem is still, how she's related to Oz, because she obviously knows him very well, and it seems like they have a distinct rivalry separate from the other headmasters. Um, but yeah, just some interesting uh, developments, I'll say. Um, then we had Blake's side. Talking with her dad a little bit. A very emotional scene about, parents always love you no matter what. Um, Obviously that's not always true for everyone, but for this case, they're able to forgive her. She's make some bad choices, but she's always picking herself up and making the right choice in the end. Um, and then Sun obviously was trying to tell her that, hey, there's White Fang about, not to go after them necessarily, but that they are around, and that's kind of suspicious. And obviously it was proven right here, where one of them was watching, and now she's chasing after the individual. So scary stuff going on there. Um, I need a Yang episode next because we've been getting a decent amount of Weiss, a decent amount of Blake. Ruby's obviously the main sort of the A plot going on right now, but we only had like one episode with Yang in it, I think, so far. And so, well, one or two, I can't remember. But it's about time that we get some more development on her side, how she's recovering and growing. Uh, yeah, I'm probably forgetting stuff. Is that Raven? I'm assuming that's Raven that was in the bird form, sort of like giving Crow the stink eye. Um, yeah, there's obviously some sibling drama going on there that she has to be following Crow around to make sure he's not saying too much about things. It seems like she's got to be a problem that we're gonna have to deal with eventually. Because we need to know some answers, and she's just gonna be there, kind of being all hush hush about things. Then what's the point? Um, but yeah, I'm probably forgetting stuff. There's a lot of lore drop this episode. So in the comments below, let me know if I missed something. If I got something wrong again, feel free to correct me. And yeah, what'd you like about this episode? I'm really excited to see what we do next time. Um, and yeah, we're kind of 9, 10, 11, 12. I think there's either 12 or 14, so we might still be in the halfway kind of section of this volume. But We're in the second half at least, but we're definitely winding down or winding up possibly. And it'll be interesting to see how this volume continues and ends. Um, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next video.